Hi, I'm Dr. D and I'm 62 years old and I've recently written my 40-year plan. I'm on a journey now to see how I can be as fit and healthy as I can be to be able to do all of the exciting things that I'm still hoping to do in my life. Please do like and subscribe. Join me in today's video where we'll have a look at how I've got on with the Zoe Science and Nutrition Health app. Delicious, a real treat. I'm on a journey to understand how different food affects my body. I have embarked on a testing regime run by Zoe Science and Nutrition. This has included putting on a continuous blood glucose monitor, doing some tests with some controlled meals, collecting a poo sample and sending that off for analysis, and doing a blood test. Once Zoe send your test results back, they will give you scores for all sorts of different foods, starting at 0, going up to 100. And generally speaking, you want to stay above a score of 50, or you can go even better than that. For the last 2.5 months, I've been trying to log my meals, make some swaps and changes to my diet so that I'm eating stuff that is better for me and better for my body on a personalised basis. And I have to say the Zoe app is very good. It's easy to use, although I find it a little bit tiresome to be trying to log everything. But also, I've been concentrating on my fitness. I've had some problems with my lower back, and in particular, it's my sacroiliac joint. And that's the joint that is at the base of the spine that links the spine to the pelvis. I've been going and getting some chiropractic treatment, which has helped, but it turns out that actually my core muscles and the muscles around my hip and the mobility of my hip need improving. So I've been seeking to go to the gym and do some specific core strength training exercises. I'm going about twice a week. Oh, and by the way, if you're over 60, you probably should be doing some sort of resistance training, which could be in the gym, because your muscles basically are wasting away at about 1% or more a year, and it gets a faster rate of wasting as you get above 60 into your 70s and 80s. So I've been doing that strength training at the same time as I've been trying to alter my diet. But one of the things that I've discovered when I've been to the gym and done a fairly sort of hefty gym session is my muscles have been getting very sore in the days afterwards. There's something called DOMS, which is delayed onset muscle soreness. A week ago, I went to a HIIT training class, HIIT being high intensity interval training. That was on a Friday. Saturday, I was stiff. Sunday, I was even stiffer, and I was still stiff on the Monday. And that is not good, and it's not what I would have expected either. Therefore, I decided to delve into the Zoe data. What's good about the Zoe app is when you're logging your food, and I log breakfast, any snacks, lunch, any snacks, dinner, any snacks I have in the evening, plus various drinks and what have you, it adds up the key nutrients that you're getting in your meals and what that tots up to over the period of a day. To give you a little bit of flavour, yes, there's a pun there, we can look at Monday the 16th of October. So I had for breakfast some homemade mixed nuts and seeds, which I make myself, some pears that were from a tin, and some kefir. And then I would have had a couple of cups of coffee. I would have had some tea to drink in the morning. And then for lunch, I think I had a feta salad, and that was fairly typical. We tend to have salads at lunchtime. In the evening, I did make what turned out to be a delicious prawn and tomato curry, and that was fantastic. I really enjoyed that. and then a couple of cups of tea, a glass of kombucha, because I do a lot of my own kombucha making, and I'll have to do another video on fermenting foods, won't I? Which is really good for your gut biome, so that gives me lots of bonus brownie points. And then I am a bit of a cheeseaholic, so I had a little bit of a nibble of cheese in the evening. And Zoe scores each meal and then combines all the scores to give me a daily score, which for this day was 76, which is pretty good really. And they also break down how many carbohydrates you've had, how much fat you've had, how much protein you've had, and how much fiber you've had. After doing these exercises and feeling stiff and achy, I went back to the app to look at what the breakdown of food was that I was eating, or the nutrients I was getting from the food I was eating. And shock horror, protein stood out as a major issue. Therefore, I got in contact with Zoe. They have an online nutrition kind of helpline to ask them how much protein I should be having. They then sent me a link to a website where you put in your age, your weight, whether you've got a sedentary lifestyle or active, and I thought, well, I'm active, whether you're trying to maintain your muscle or whether you're actually trying to do a bit of muscle development. Now, I don't want to be Mr. Atlas, but I thought, well, if I want to strengthen my core, I do need to be trying to put on muscle, and that's what my work in the gym is aimed at. In the calculator, that calculated that if I just wanted to maintain my muscle mass, I should be having 104 grams of protein a day. But if I was trying to build muscle, then I should be having at least 118 grams of protein per day. Now, shock horror, and when you look at my results for the 16th of October, which are fairly typical for the diet that I was eating, I was only getting about 51 grams of protein per day. So only about half of what I would need just to maintain my muscle mass, let alone try and develop the muscles that I do have. So having looked into how little protein I was getting, I went back to my Zoe app and thought, what can I do to add in protein-rich foods? And really, I've discovered that meat is the food that packs a good bang for its buck in terms of grams of protein. Now, yes, you can also eat high-protein veg, pulses and seeds and nuts, but you have to eat an awful lot of them. By adding in some meat, and I added in, I think it was 150 grams of chicken to my midday salad, and then eating a whole tin of tuna with my dinner, I still found that I was not getting a high score or a high intake of protein. So on Tuesday the 24th, I implemented this extra meat and fish idea, and for the day, Zoe calculates that I only got 106 grams of protein in the day, and I'm aiming at around about 120, so still deficient. Not only that, I was finding it difficult to eat that quantity of food. Therefore, I thought that I'm going to have to do something that I would never ever have thought that I would do. Shock horror, I've been into a shop and bought some whey powder. So I've just been into Holland and Barrett and had a very nice chat with a very helpful young chap who goes to the gym and is used to taking different whey powders, and we were busy scanning the different products on the Zoe app to see if there was much difference between them, and they're all pretty much the same, whether it's plant based, which tend to have a lower concentration of protein. The whey powders have a slightly higher concentration of protein, so we've gone for a whey powder one, unflavoured, so we're going to have to flavour it or just mix it in with other food, and we will try and boost our protein intake. And here is said product. Now, I think this is the Holland and Barrett one. It is an unflavoured but sweetened whey protein. Strength and performance, apparently. So what do I have to do? Directions, here we go. 130 gram scoop in 200 milliliters of water, juice, milk or yogurt. For best results, use an electric blender, and once mixed, the product should be consumed within 20 minutes. For the best results, take 1 to 3 servings daily. Goodness, and this cost, I think it was 21 quid, and there are, I think, 30 servings in there. So it's not cheap stuff, is it? Anyway, here we go, let's give it a try. It's given us a handy little scoop. So I presume that to be my 30 grams in there. 200 milliliters of water. 200, well that's not much. A little water, juice or milk. Might actually try it with milk. A whisk. Seems an awful lot of faff if you've got to get your electric blender out to mix this stuff and break up the lumpy bits. Looks relatively well mixed. Here we go. Protein whey powder. It's quite drinkable. Oh, verdict is, that's all right. So per serving, 23 grams of protein. So add that to the, what was it, 106? That gives me nearly 130 for the day, which is well on. Happy with that from the protein front. Not happy because it's not terribly good for the biome, and I'm really not into having stuff that isn't just food. Suffice to say that I made up my protein drink, had it, and it wasn't too bad actually. I was quite dreading it. It is very sweet, but making it with milk made it palatable. Added that into my diet yesterday, and lo and behold, my protein intake then shot up to 118 grams for the day yesterday. I think that demonstrates that these protein drinks are probably going to be something I need to consider if I'm trying to control my diet and not have too much meat or fat, and I'm trying to have a lot of vegetables which aren't high in protein. I need to supplement with the supplement that is going to give me the protein. Now, it's not ideal because the score that I get for these supplements is not good, so it brings down my daily score. But in the round, I think that is the best approach. So I'm going to try that for a few days and see how I get on. So time for a quick update. I did my HIIT training yesterday, had my protein drink yesterday, and this morning, where I would be expecting to feel a bit achy, I feel okay. Maybe the protein is working. So, in conclusion, I thought I was doing all right, but I've had a big protein crisis this week. But I think we've got round it, and I think we're back on track. Anyway, that's all for now. See you next time.